Welcome to Ben and Jen's podcast, and thanks for joining this deep dive. Make sure you stick with us right until the very end because, honestly, we've got some genuinely surprising insights and some pretty crucial trade-offs to uncover today. We're tackling a challenge that really plagues every owner of a premium device like the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. How do you get that top-tier protection without, sacrificing the very design elegance you paid for? Our mission today is to figure out if the TORRAS 360 spin magnetic stand case manages to pull this off, this seemingly impossible feat, or if it just falls into that trap of, overprotection. We've gone beyond just the marketing hype. We've dived deep into its official product description, really scrutinizing every feature. And maybe most importantly, we've sifted through a whole load of real-world customer experiences, reviews directly from people using it day in, day out.
That's right. We'll be looking at what this case promises on paper, then what it actually delivers in practice, the real world, and where users found maybe some genuinely surprising benefits or perhaps some unexpected drawbacks, things they didn't see coming. Our goal really is to give you a shortcut to understanding if this specific case truly balances that premium protection with functional innovation for your foldable, help you make an informed decision, basically, without having to read hundreds of reviews yourself. And this isn't just about a phone case, is it? It's a deep dive into the compromises and maybe the triumphs of modern tech accessories.
Okay, so let's unpack this core dilemma first. You've just dropped a lot of cash on a Galaxy Z Fold 7. It's designed to be sleek, innovative, frankly, it's gorgeous. You buy a phone like this because it is a technological marvel. That finish, and it's almost impossibly thin when you unfold it. But that beautiful design, that cutting-edge hinge, the dual screens, it all comes with a hefty price tag. So it's that classic tech conundrum, isn't it? How do you protect your significant investment without hiding its beauty or making it feel like a brick in your pocket?
Exactly. And what's really fascinating here is the foldable aspect itself. It introduces unique vulnerabilities, things a traditional slab phone just doesn't have to deal with. You're not just protecting a flat screen from drops anymore. You're safeguarding a complex mechanical system. It folds, it unfolds dozens, maybe hundreds of times a day. And the hinge, especially, that's the delicate, critical component. So this TORRAS case steps in specifically claiming robust protection, particularly for that hinge. It's trying to be a targeted solution for a very specific pain point. Reinforce the weakest link, maybe, without totally ruining the phone's look and feel. But does it actually do that? That's the big question we need to answer.
Right. Now, let's turn to a feature that really caught my eye, this pioneering 360-degree spin stand. It sounds incredibly versatile, like hands-free options for almost any scenario. Can you walk us through what that actually looks like in day-to-day use? What's the clever engineering here?
Absolutely. And the beauty of this stand, I think, is that it's built right into the back. It's part of the case. So you're not carrying around extra bits or attaching anything. It allows for a full 360-degree rotation, which gives you incredible flexibility for viewing angles. And it also tilts up to 90 degrees vertically. So think of it less like a simple kickstand, more like a miniature built-in tripod for your phone. The sources we looked at really highlight its reliability, too. They mention it's been rigorously tested. Get this, through 30,000 rotations.
Wow, 30,000. That's a lot of spinning.
It is. It promises smooth, sturdy performance over the device's lifespan, hopefully. So this means you can count on it for, stable video calls on your desk, maybe hands-free viewing in bed, or even getting those perfectly framed timer selfies without fumbling around trying to prop the phone up.
Yeah, no more propping it against the coffee cup.
Exactly. It genuinely offers full view flexibility. And for a foldable, that's a massive plus for watching videos or whatever.
Definitely a quality of life upgrade there. Okay, so beyond the spin stand, it also talks about powerful magnetic snap support, compatible with MagSafe. Now, this is intriguing because, as we know, the Fold 7 doesn't natively support magnets. So how does TORRAS achieve this? And what are the practical benefits for, someone who might already have MagSafe chargers or mounts?
That's right. It's a workaround. What TORRAS has cleverly done is integrate a second-gen magnet ring right into the case structure. And this isn't just any magnet. They say it's engineered for 40% stronger magnetic force compared to their older versions. They boast up to 18 newtons of holding power.
18 newtons. What does that mean in real terms? Like, how strong is that?
Well, to put it in perspective, 18 newtons is roughly the force needed to hold up, say, a 4-pound weight. So it gives you a sense of a pretty robust magnetic grip.
Okay, so it should hold firmly then.
That's the idea. So even though the Fold 7 itself lacks native MagSafe, this case enables stable wireless charging. You just snap your phone onto a MagSafe charger, it aligns, and charges efficiently. One user even mentioned getting 15 watts. And maybe more importantly for some, it ensures a firm lock on magnetic car mounts. Less slipping and sliding while driving. Now, they do specifically note that non-magnetic car mounts, those old-style clamp ones, they won't work here.
Right. That makes sense.
But yeah, for anyone already invested in MagSafe accessories, perhaps for an iPhone or another device, this case essentially bridges that gap. It opens up that ecosystem for the Fold 7.
That is a huge convenience factor, definitely, for charging, for car mounts.
Yeah.
But convenience aside, how tough is it? The description mentions certified military-grade protection. That's a strong claim. Always grabs attention. What are the specifics? What makes it so robust? And, does military grade truly mean it's ready for extreme conditions?
Yes.
Or is it more a benchmark for everyday bumps and the occasional drop? How much marketing versus real resilience?
That's a really good question to ask because military grade can sometimes feel a bit vague, can't it? Here, it seems to be about combining ruggedness with, let's say, refined engineering for daily life, not necessarily battlefield conditions. You've got a pretty comprehensive protection setup focusing on those key vulnerable spots. So there's a shock-proof hinge cover, which, as we discussed, is critical for a foldable. Then you have reinforced bumpers using their own TORRAS exclusive tech. It's called Extra Shock 3-layer cushioning.
3 layers, so like a triple shock absorber.
Kind of. Think of it as multiple stages. Each distinct layer works to dissipate impact energy differently, so potentially better protection than just a single thick layer. Plus, it features raised bezels, those lips around the edges, a decent 2.0 millimeter for the front screen, and 0.8 millimeter around the camera lenses. So this certification generally means it's designed to guard your Fold 7 against drops, dings, the kind of impacts you'd expect day to day, often exceeding standard civilian test benchmarks. And for protection right out of the box, it even includes 2 free front cover films. Though, well, we'll get to those shortly. They come with their own story.
Okay, 2 screen protectors included. That's good. But what about just holding it? The everyday feel, the grip. That's so crucial for a high-end, expensive phone. No one wants to feel like they're holding the slippery bar of soap or a brick. How does it balance that robust protection with, practical ergonomics? Does it feel good in the hand?
Yeah, they seem to have thought about that. The case aims for a secure grip and worry-free design, directly addressing those tactile points. It features an upgraded nano-oleophobic coating on the back and edges.
Oleo what now?
Oleophobic. Basically, it resists oils, like fingerprints, but it also gives it that silky, smooth, skin-friendly touch people like. Users actually described it as smooth and buttery, but with a surprising amount of grip. So hopefully not slippery. The textured hinge cover also adds to a confident grip, which is smart because you're always touching the hinge when opening and closing it. And that integrated kickstand we talked about, it's engineered to lie completely flat when it's closed. No bulge, no wobble on a table.
Oh, that's important. Hate that wobble.
Me too. And a really significant detail for many users, the front cover. It installs securely using these little inner raised dots. No adhesive needed.
Ah, no sticky tape. That's a big plus.
Exactly. Avoids residue, makes it easier to install or remove without potentially damaging the phone. So on paper, at least, it promises a very premium feel alongside the tough protection.
Okay, now for the moment of truth. This is where the rubber meets the road, the real-world users. This case has a 4.3 out of 5 stars rating from 303 global ratings, which is a pretty decent sample size. And they sold over 5,000 units last month, apparently, so it's popular. The AI-generated review summary points to strong positives. Design, build quality, field protection, functionality. Sounds great. But what happens when you go beyond the algorithm? What did you find when you actually dug into those individual experiences, the nuances that really matter if you're considering buying this?
Yeah, that's where the real aha moments often come from, isn't it? While the AI summary gives that nice, high-level positive vibe, the individual reviews, they paint a much more balanced and I think insightful picture of the actual day-to-day experience. So, on the overwhelmingly positive side, people consistently praise the nice matte finish, the premium appearance. They mention the sturdy hinge, the solid textured backbone. Many found it really did provide great protection, especially for that crucial hinge. They felt it worked very well with the phone, felt secure, and that 360-degree rotating stand, frequently highlighted, useful, strong, even a game changer for its versatility. Watching videos, video calls, all that.
So the stand really lives up to the hype for many people.
It seems so. And the MagSafe compatibility, also highly appreciated. Magnetic charging, secure car mounts users confirmed a strong magnetic hold. One reviewer summed it up nicely, saying the case makes the phone safer, better looking, and more importantly, functional.
Yeah.
So yeah, for many users, it absolutely delivers on its core promises.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. But you mentioned drawbacks, unexpected issues.
Right. And this is where the crucial insights for you, the listener, often lie. The specific friction points that can really impact daily use. This is where we learn about the real trade-offs. So, a recurring issue mentioned by quite a few customers was the poorly fitting front screen protector.
Ah, the included ones? What was wrong?
They described it as slightly undersized or too narrow. People explicitly said it doesn't fully cover the front display, and sometimes this apparently affects touch controls right near the edges. One user flat out said the provided screen protector is too small.
Oh, that's not great. Especially if they give you two of them.
Exactly. It's a significant drawback given it's marketed as part of the total protection package. You'd expect included accessories, especially for a premium case, to be perfectly sized.
Yeah, that's a classic example of a seemingly minor detail causing major frustration. You buy premium, you expect premium all the way through. If the screen protector undermines that, yeah, casts a bit of a shadow. What else did users point to? Areas for consideration.
Well, beyond that, opinions were quite divided on the value for money. While some users were really enthusiastic, worth the money, they said. Others felt it was very expensive, or maybe not worth $99, especially if they ran into that screen protector issue or maybe other durability concerns.
So, subjective value depends on if everything works perfectly for you.
Pretty much. It suggests the value proposition is closely tied to whether every single feature meets your expectations. Another point that came up was the added bulk. Predictable, maybe. While it offers robust protection, some users did note it makes the phone thicker and heavier, or does add a bit of chunk.
Right, the classic trade-off.
Exactly. It goes directly against the Fold 7's whole appeal, that slim design, the gorgeous finish. It's a clear compromise you have to accept. More protection usually means more material.
Especially noticeable on a phone prized for being thin.
Definitely. And then there was this particularly surprising, very specific functional observation from one user about the charging port.
Oh, what about it?
They detailed that when you plug in a standard USB-C cable while the phone is closed,
Okay.
it actually pushes the phone open by a few millimeters, just slightly pries it apart near the port.
Really? That sounds not good.
No, it creates this uneven gap between the lower and upper parts of the screen, potentially, they worried, twisting the hinge slightly over time. The user noted it's not good for the hinge, though it works fine if you plug it in when the phone is already open.
Huh. That's incredibly specific.
Yeah.
And potentially worrying for long-term durability. A subtle but maybe critical design flaw.
It certainly could be. It suggests a surprising oversight in testing, something maybe only real-world varied use would uncover, how people actually plug things in.
Yeah, that specific charging port issue is genuinely fascinating and concerning. You wonder if it's something a user could, file down or work around.
Right.
Or does it point to a deeper fit issue? Why do you think a company like TORRAS might miss that? Seems like a fundamental interaction plugging in a charger.
It's hard to say for sure if it undermines protection without, long-term stress tests, but it definitely introduces an unexpected interaction, maybe a risk. As for why it might be missed, well, accessory companies often work with pre-production units or maybe early specs. Subtle mechanical tolerances, especially when a cable connector is putting pressure there, might not always be fully simulated. It just highlights how complex it is to design a perfect accessory for such a dynamic device, like a foldable. The user did suggest maybe trimming a bit of plastic, but yeah, it points to a very precise fit issue right there.
Okay. Anything else on the negative side?
Well, finally, there were some isolated durability concerns, not widespread it seems, but worth mentioning. One reviewer reported that the 360 spin ring on the back, the main feature for many, it stopped clicking back into place properly after less than a week.
Oh.
Yeah, they called it complete junk and were sending it back. Now, this seems rare based on the overall 4.3-star rating, but it's a failure point to note. Directly impacts one of the case's signature features, just reminds us that even with testing, individual unit defects can still happen.
Okay, so let's try and pull this all together. What does it all mean? We've got a case here that's clearly packed with innovative ideas. The spin stand, the MagSafe compatibility. It promises military-grade protection and seems to largely deliver on the feel and key functions for most people. But we've also uncovered some really specific friction points from actual users, things that go beyond just taste, like the screen protector fit and that really weird charging port thing.
It means that while this TORRAS case definitely offers a compelling suite of features, especially that versatile stand and the built-in MagSafe, for a phone that lacks it, it absolutely comes with trade-offs. Clear ones you need to consider. The perceived value for money, the impact on the phone's slimness. Those are subjective, right? They'll vary from person to person. But the specific issues, the included screen protector fit, that precise observation about the charging port potentially affecting the hinge when closed, those are more objective concerns, things a potential buyer should be fully aware of. I think this deep dive really powerfully highlights how important real-world user reviews are. They reveal those practical, day-to-day usability nuances, the good and the bad, that official descriptions just might not cover. It's about getting the full picture, understanding the compromises before you spend your money, and deciding if these specific issues are acceptable for the features you gain.
Yeah, this really shows that even with something as seemingly simple as a phone case, the details genuinely matter, especially for a high-value, cutting-edge device like the Z Fold 7. Finding that perfect balance, robust protection, cool functionality, and keeping the original aesthetic, it's just an ongoing challenge for manufacturers making them and for us users choosing them. This case offers a lot, but yeah, it asks you to make specific choices about what you prioritize most. Protection, features, slimness, price.
Indeed. And it does raise a bigger question, maybe for the future. As our devices get more complex, more specialized, maybe even more delicate, what will the next generation of protection even look like? Will we eventually get truly seamless, maybe invisible solutions? Things that don't add bulk or compromise the look at all? Or will these kinds of trade-offs, added thickness, feature compromises, maybe slight design quirks, always be part of the equation when we try to safeguard our valuable tech? It pushes us to think, is perfect protection for something like a foldable even possible without fundamentally changing what it is? Something to mull over until our next deep dive.
Definitely something to think about. If you found this deep dive helpful, or maybe just insightful, please do remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Ben and Jen's podcasts. Your support genuinely helps us keep diving deep into the tech and the topics that matter to you. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll catch you on the next one.